Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm here for upcoming albums I'm excited for in 2021. So yeah, a lot of these bands, I know that they have not announced the name of their albums or anything yet, but they are scheduled for an album in 2021. So yeah, other than that though, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first band on the list is All That Remains. Their last album came out in 2018, Victim of the New Disease. That was a really great album. It had a very great mixture of their softer songs and of course their heavier songs. So yeah, it was a pretty great return to form, basically. So yeah, I'm definitely super excited to see how they can follow that album up. If they be better or just as good. So either way, I'm still excited to see how they can follow up their 2018 album, because that album was fantastic. Really liked it. Okay, second band on the list is Anthrax. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of this band, if I'd be honest with you guys, but I do like this band. I would consider them a guilty pleasure though, probably, because they are my least favorite thrash metal band, of course, when it comes to the big four. Now, I'm not saying I hate these guys, because I don't. I think they're a decent band, but I've heard a lot better bands in thrash metal. But either way, this band is still pretty solid. So yeah, their last album, For All Kings, came out in 2016. That was a really good album. I really liked that album. So yeah, can't wait to see how they can follow it up. It'd be hard, because that was a really, really good album. But either way, I'm still excited to see how they can follow it up. Okay. Next band on the list is For My Valentine. Their last album, Gravity, came out in 2018. You guys know me by now. I really don't care for that album. Now, it's not necessarily garbage or anything, but it is watered down. There's not really any guitars, at least you can't hear them in there. When it comes to metalcore, I like something aggressive and heavy. Now, I know bands like to try to evolve a little bit, but sounding pop rock or whatever isn't really evolving, especially when you're a metalcore band. It's basically becoming a sellout. But I did hear that they are putting out a new album in 2021, and it's going to be heavier and aggressive and all that, according to their lead vocalist. So let's hope Matt stays true to his words when it comes to their upcoming album, because I do really like For My Valentine. They're a great band. So yeah, other than that though, let's go ahead and move on to the next band in the list. The next band is Death Angel. Last album, Humanicide, came out in 2019. It was a pretty good album. Not one of my favorites from the band, but I still do think that was a decent album for what it was. It didn't make my year-end list video for 2019, but I still do think that was a decent album though. So yeah, Death Angel, pretty good band, and I do feel like this band does get better with each album, despite Humanicide not being one of my favorites from them. Okay, next band on the list is Dream Theater. Of course, these guys are progressive metal legends. Now, I don't know every single song from these guys, but I do like Dream Theater so far, what I've heard from them. Their last album came out in 2019. It's called Distance Over Time. I really liked that album. So I'm definitely super excited to hear how they can follow that album up, because Distance Over Time was a fantastic album. Definitely can't wait to hear it in 2021 if they do put out a new album that year. Okay, the next band is Evil. This band is thrash metal. Last album came out in 2013. I think that album was called Skull. I'm not really sure, but yeah, it's been a long time since they released an album. And this album won't include the original vocalist on it, I don't think, because he did end up leaving the band not long ago, and his brother will be taking over lead vocalist, I heard, so it definitely won't be the same without their original vocalist. But either way, I really like Evil. I think they're a great band. They deserve more recognition when it comes to thrash metal. So yeah, this band definitely deserves more attention. But either way, I can't wait to hear how they can follow up Skull, because what I heard from that album was really good. I really like this band. So yeah, Evil definitely had to make this list. Okay, the next band on the list is Exodus. This band last released an album in 2014. I think the album was called Blood In, Blood Out. I can't remember by heart right now, but either way, that was a good album. Exodus, of course, one of my favorite thrash metal bands of all time. Really dig these guys. A lot of people don't give them credit, but they definitely should though, because they are a good band. So yeah, it's been a long time since these guys released one. So yeah, Exodus, super excited for that. Really like this band, they're awesome as fuck. So if you like thrash, check out these guys. Okay, the next band on the list is Fear Factory, and this is another band where their vocalist ended up leaving, but I did hear that Burton C. Bell will still be doing vocals on Fear Factory's upcoming album, and I did hear that they want to release it in March 2021, so yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Don't know the album name yet, but either way, I'm still excited to hear how Fear Factory can follow up Genexus, because Genexus came out in 2015. That was a really good album. So yeah, I cannot wait to hear this album, because I've watched an interview from Mike Keller, I believe that was his name. He's the drummer for Fear Factory. So yeah, that was a great interview. So yeah, Fear Factory, definitely can't wait to hear that new album, because by that interview I could tell it's going to be a super heavy album. These bands, these guys, Fear Factory, really never disappoint so far. So yeah, definitely dig Fear Factory. Great band. Super excited to hear this album. If I'm excited for one album, just one album, it's definitely going to be Fear Factory. Can't wait. So, going to be fucking awesome. Okay, next band on the list is Fakzi. Last album came out in 2017. That album was called Judas. That was basically the year where I got into metal, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, Judas is so far my favorite Fakzi album. I really dig that album. I still go back to it every now and then. It still holds up really well, even over 3 years later. So yeah, definitely a great album from Fakzi. They were supposed to put out an album this year in 2020, but they ended up scrapping that, so they're gonna release it in 2021. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to hear how they could follow up Judas, because that was a fantastic album. I really like that album. Okay, the next band is Iron Maiden. Now, it's been 5 years since they last released an album, but Iron Maiden, of course, is one of my favorite classic metal bands. Last album, The Book of Souls, came out in 2015. Yes, that album is overrated and overhyped, but even despite that, though, it still was a good album. Not one of their best, but it's still good, though. So yeah, Iron Maiden, it's not possible that they're going to release an album this year in 2021, since this is the video where I'm talking about albums I'm excited for in 2021. But yeah, hopefully Maiden does put out a new album that year, though, because I know recently they've been putting out live albums and shit, which I don't get why these bands keep doing that, because I think 1 or 2 live albums is enough, but it's whatever. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to hear what Iron Maiden can do, since it's been over 5 years now. So yeah, Iron Maiden, definitely had to put these legends on this list, because I love Iron Maiden. Great band. Okay, next band on the list is Judas Priest. Last album came out in 2018. It was titled Firepower. That was a fantastic album. Definitely one of my favorites of their 2010s material. So yeah, Firepower was great. Can't wait to hear how they can follow that up with their new album. So yeah, definitely had to put Judas Priest on here. Amazing band. Okay, the next band on the list is Creator. Their last album came out in 2017. It was called Gods of Violence. Great album. Not one of their best, but it was still a good album. So I can't wait to hear how they can follow that up. So yeah, Creator, had to put these guys on here. Great thrash metal band. If you're in thrash, check this band out, because they're awesome. Okay, the next band on the list is Megadeth. Last album came out in 2016. It was titled Dystopia. That was a really good album, so I can't wait to hear how they can follow that up. So yeah, Megadeth, great band. Can't wait to hear how they follow up Dystopia, because that was a great album for sure. Okay, the next band on the list is Metallica. Metallica also last released an album in 2016. It was called Hardwired to Self-Destruct. That was a pretty good album, and I think their best probably since the Black Album. So, yeah, can't wait to hear how they follow that album up, because it's pretty good. Okay, the next band on the list is Miss May I. These guys, of course, are a metalcore band. They formed in the year 2007, I believe, so as of now they have 6 albums, and I just can't believe when they release another album it'll be their 7th album, because these guys are still a pretty young band, and they've only been out since the later 2000s, around 2007. So yeah, it's pretty cool how they already have 7 albums almost. Currently 6, but when they release this new album in 2021 it'll be album 7 from Miss May I. So it's pretty cool. I really dig these guys. Last album came out in 2017. I can't really remember that album by heart, but I think it was called Shadows Inside or Shadow Inside, something like that. But yeah, that album was really good, so I'm definitely excited to hear what Miss May I brings us next, because I like this band so far. Awesome metalcore band. Definitely check them out if you like metalcore. Okay, the next band on the list is Overkill. Last album came out in 2019. That was a great album. It's called The Wings of War. I really like that album. So yeah, definitely excited to hear what Overkill brings us next, because this band never disappoints. Awesome thrash metal band. Check out these guys if you like thrash metal. You will not be disappointed. Great band. Okay, the next band on the list is Papa Roach. The last album came out in 2019. It was called Who Do You Trust? I do not like that album at all. I think it was trash, but I did read from Wikipedia where it says something about heavy and aggressive or something like that for their next album. So I'm definitely excited to hear that, because I do like Papa Roach. So yeah, definitely can't wait to hear that for sure. Let's hope they deliver on their word and make something way, way better than Who Do You Trust, because that album was fucking shitty. At least in my opinion it was. So yeah, Papa Roach had to put these guys on here though, because I do like this band. Alright, just a few more bands left, guys. So the next band on the list is Queensryche. Last album came out in 2019. It's called The Verdict. That was a really good album. It was one of my favorite thrash metal. I mean, not one of my favorite thrash metal bands. I meant one of my favorite progressive metal albums of 2019. My bad, guys. I'm just used to talking about thrash metal with this video, because I do have a lot of thrash metal bands on this list. So yeah, my apologies there, guys. But yeah, The Verdict by Queensryche was one of my favorite progressive metal albums of 2019. It was fantastic, so I'm definitely stoked to see what these guys can bring us next, because ever since Tour came in the band, they've been doing really good. So yeah, Tour was definitely a great replacement for Jeff Tate, since all that incidents happened years ago with the band. So yeah, definitely can't wait to hear their follow-up to The Verdict, because that album was fantastic. Okay, next band is Saxon. Their last album came out in 2018. I think it was titled Thunderbolt. So yeah, Saxon is definitely a great band. They're a classic band. They've been around since like the 70s or the 80s, but some people don't give them enough credit like they would Iron Maiden or Priest or Sabbath. But either way, Saxon to me is still a great band. And yeah, I still want to hear more albums from these guys, and it would be their 23rd album. So yeah, these guys definitely have a lot of albums. So yeah, definitely a band that deserves more recognition. But yeah, I can't wait to hear how they can follow up Thunderbolt, because that was a really good album. So yeah, Saxon definitely had to make this list. Alright, the next band on the list is Soulfly. Last album came out in 2018. It was titled Ritual. Really good album there. It's really heavy. Max Cavalera, of course, is a great vocalist. I really like Max Cavalera. He's a great vocalist. One of my favorite Brazilian vocalists, I meant to say. So yeah, definitely can't wait to hear their follow-up album, because I know it's going to be awesome. Soulfly is awesome. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say for that. Definitely can't wait to hear their next album though, because I know it's going to be awesome. Okay, next band on the list is Volumes. These guys are a metalcore band. Their last album came out in 2017. I do not remember the name of that album, but I heard a few songs or so from it, and it was really good. So yeah, I can't wait to hear what Volumes puts out next. Okay, the next band on the list is Whitechapel. This band is deathcore, and I'm not the biggest deathcore fan, but I do like some deathcore bands like Suicide Silence, Whitechapel, and maybe a few others. But yeah, Whitechapel's latest album was also released in 2019. It's titled The Valley. Good album. So yeah, I definitely can't wait to hear what they put out next, because The Valley from 2019 was really, really good. I really like that album. So yeah, I'm definitely excited and stoked to hear what Whitechapel brings us next, because so far what I heard from this band, they have not disappointed me, despite me not being the biggest fan of deathcore. Okay, and the last band on the list is Zentrix. Their last album was also released in 2019. I know a lot of the bands on this list did put out material last in 2019, but either way, I'm still excited to see what these bands bring us in 2021. So yeah, Zentrix is a thrash metal band, pretty underrated. Don't hear many people mention these guys, but yeah, their last album did come out in 2019. I don't remember the name of that album, but it was pretty good though, what I heard from it so far. So yeah, Zentrix, definitely a great band. So if you like thrash, definitely check out these guys. So yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up for upcoming albums I'm excited for in 2021. Let me know some albums from bands that you guys are excited for in 2021. But other than that though, that's going to make it for this list. So yeah, guys, I'll see y'all next time. Y'all stay metal, rock on, and yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.